Are your guards doing this? They should be. What up, ballers? RealRob here today with another defensive how-to video. And today, specifically, we're going to show you how the guards should be helping our bigs on defense. If you're a guard and you're not doing this, then maybe add this to your arsenal. If you're a guard and you're already doing this, then kudos to you, and I'd like to have you as my teammate. I have to do a little bit of background here so you understand the context of exactly what's going on and why I decided to go to this particular defensive scheme in this particular game. But believe me, I do this in almost every single game that I play. So as you can see, I am the Clo that's on your right, and then we've got a Mika that's in the middle right now, and then we've got a Murdoch that's off to my opposite. So the Mika in the middle was a newbie, I could tell from the way she was playing, and she was not very strong on defense at all. So basically, me and the Murdoch was kind of playing 2 versus 3. Now, I'm not bad-mouthing the Mika. They're learning. We were all there at one point. But I'm just setting the reality so you understand exactly why we went to this particular defensive scheme. So what's going to happen here is that the Murdoch is going to take one of the guards and he's going to leave the big to the Mika in the middle because their big was basically camping out in the paint the whole time. But I want you to watch what I do as the Clo to help the defense get the ball. As always, we also need to be cognizant of the score. This is the second half. We still have plenty of time, but we're only up by a few points. Now, what we do have to our advantage is that we know that I can hit my 3s. So because of that, if we hold them to 2s each possession and let them have the underneath, then that's okay and that's good defense because, like I say in almost every video, 3 is more than 2. So the score is 21-17. We don't want them to be able to hit any 3s, so we're going to be aware of that, which is one reason why Murdoch decides to make the switch onto the guard. We don't care if they get anything underneath inside the paint. But that's not what this particular video is about, but I need you to understand the full context of why we do this when we do it. So we're going to watch just a little bit, and then I'm going to set up the rest of it. Y'all ready? Okay, so as you can see, their big man came over to set a pick for their guard, and not a very good pick, mind you, but that's a whole nother video. And our Murdoch immediately, didn't fall for it or anything, and he's staying on his guard like white on rice. Meanwhile, that leaves Mika in the middle to pick up the big, which is what we kind of planned anyways. And I'm on my man playing man-to-man. But watch what I do next. Y'all ready? Go! Okay, so there's quite a bit to unpack here, which is why I had to freeze it again. It looks like I'm coming over to double team the big in the center of the court, which actually isn't what I'm doing. As you can see, the Murdoch is off to the wing playing man-to-man on the person that has the ball. I left my man because I know that if the person with the ball decides to make a cross-court pass, I have enough speed to get over to my man and play them straight up. If I didn't have that amount of speed, then maybe I would take a different route defensively. Again, we don't care if they get the 2. We want to defend against the 3 because they know that I can hit the 3. So I'm actually coming over to bump the big in the middle. That's all I want to do is I want to get in front of him to stop him or to slow him down from getting underneath the rim. And there's a very specific reason why I do that. Let's watch it. Okay, so in slow motion you can see here's 1 bump and 2 bumps. I'll freeze it there. So bumping the centers as a guard to help out your big, especially when they're not in the paint, what that does is it allows your big just a little bit of extra time to get in position to get that rebound. So if you look at the space here that I've created, that's exactly what a guard is supposed to do, create space. So now if the person with the ball decides to shoot, my big has a little bit of extra time to get into position to box out their big so that he can grab that rebound, which is the whole point of bumping the center twice so that my big can get underneath in an advantageous position to get the rebound. Now that I've done my job, I will immediately peel right back out to my man in case the person with the ball decides to make an across-court pass. Now again, my Clo is very fast and I know that I can do this and still get to my man in time because I have the normal movement speed. If your guard is not very fast, then you may want to get some more cards before you start attempting this defensive scheme. Solid pass right there. Okay, so the person with the ball did take the bait. They attempted a cross-court pass, which was not the best decision. I was able to collapse with my Mika on defense, and now we're double teaming the person with the ball on the wing. If that person decides to take a contested shot, which wouldn't be a great idea, my big is already in position to grab that rebound. Their other option is to try to pass inside to the big, which would be their best option, but they don't do that in this case. Instead, they take the bait once again and attempt another cross-court pass, at which point my big will shift once again and play man-to-man on the wing, and I will come back in and try to bump again. Couple of great things going on here. The first great thing is that my big was able to bump the person with the ball. I think that's an Ox Queen or maybe even a Kim. But he made her pick up the rock, which is great. Now she's forced to either take a contested shot or pass the ball. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, I'm attempting to bump out the big once again, but to no avail this time. And once I see that he bumps her, then I know she has to pass either inside or outside, and I want to protect the outside, so I use my speed to get outside. And if she decides to pass the ball to the top of the key, then I will be there. If she decides to pass the ball to the big, which probably would have been her better decision, then that big would have basically been one-on-one with Mika under the rim and could have probably got an easy dunk or an easy layup. Again, we don't care about the twos because on our team, we know I can hit the threes. But let's watch what happens. Okay, so off the bump, not the best pass to the top of the key, which gives me even more time to get in position to play defense on this guard one-on-one at the top of the key. As you can see, my big shifted back to the middle. I'm not saying that that's the best decision at this point, but I know what he's thinking. He's thinking that if the person at the top does get off a shot, he wants to be able to get that rebound if there is one. Don't you even think about blink. So because of the pressure we put on defense using proper rotations and also the bumps, we were able to force a couple of bad passes, grab the steal, and convert that into an extra 3 points to extend our lead. And there you have it. If you're a guard and you're not bumping your centers as you go across court, maybe you want to start adding this to your game. I think that you'll get a lot more opportunities and force a lot more bad passes and be able to convert those bad passes into hopefully some steals, use your diving catch, and then grab that ball and convert that into some more points. Let's watch it in its entirety, and as always, keep it real.
Y'all ready? Go! Solid pass right there. Oi, they beat alley-oop. Oi, y'all need a touch play right. You see that steal? Nice hustle. Don't you even think about blink. I like real.